All right, sparklers, it's time for the Gold Mine, a personal diary where I talk about the real challenges and triumphs that I face as an entrepreneur. And my goal is for all of us to feel a little less alone on this journey and a little more inspired to keep going. I've been doing the Joy Joya podcast since 2018, and then I started the YouTube channel in 2020. So yeah, I've been at this for a while. But I still feel like I'm always evolving, pushing myself to be better, learning through trial and error, and so much more. But the most important thing overall, the most vital thing I've done for my content is to commit to being consistent, which has really been my greatest teacher. Not only does consistency keep you top of mind with your audience, but it also shows you what's working, what's not, and what you should try next. And after more than 300 podcast episodes, I rely on that constant learning loop to ensure I never run out of fresh ideas or lose my own excitement for the show. As you can imagine, this podcast is not just a passion project for me, it's also work. It helps keep Joy Joya, my marketing agency, front and center, establishes me as an expert, and connects me with my community. It's kind of part of my livelihood. So at the start of each year, I always revisit my content strategy, especially if I'm feeling burned out like I really was in 2024. It's similar to a long-term relationship, really. You want it to thrive, but that's not going to happen unless you put in the work. In marketing, that work is strategy and the willingness to reinvent yourself as needed. My first step always when I'm doing this, when I'm starting at the beginning of the year with my strategy, is to do a SWOT analysis because it's a simple but powerful framework for examining every aspect of your marketing efforts, social media, email, podcasts, YouTube content, LinkedIn, you name it, you can do a SWOT analysis. And I ask, what am I doing well? What can be improved? What opportunities haven't I tapped into yet? And what threats could derail my progress? This time around, when I was doing this, it took me a few hours, above and beyond my normal workload for the week, as I was trying to organize all these thoughts in one place. But it was worth it because I know that these insights will guide me for at least the next 6 months to a year, with better clarity, focus, and motivation. And once that's finished, then I can also identify clear action items. After I've digested everything, I'll even sometimes run it through ChatGPT as well to see, am I missing any fresh angles or potential next steps? I also share it all with my husband, who not only edits my content, but also gives me strategic guidance. And I'll be meeting with certain members of the Joy Joya team to also gather their feedback and ideas. But you can do this all too on your own, even if you don't have a sounding board or team members. I promise it's possible. From there, I build a holistic strategy, and the calendar is actually the final step. Honestly, scheduling tasks is kind of the easy part once you've nailed down those big picture goals. For me, getting to the calendar step and filling in all those calendar items almost feels like a mini vacation after all of that deeper thinking. So if you feel overwhelmed by putting things on your calendar normally, you might need to do that SWOT analysis, strategy, and other big picture exercises first. I've found that once you tackle those, the calendar flow just comes way more naturally. That said, the entire process, I'm not going to lie, it can certainly feel overwhelming. All the changes, new directions, and the to-dos can pile up. I've definitely felt anxiety in that moment when I'm like, okay, here's my strategy, great. So if you feel that too, just know it's normal. I remind myself I don't have to do everything at once. I prioritize what's most important, I map out my timeline, and I tackle each step methodically. So let the overwhelm settle, and then let yourself get excited and inspired by the vision you've created. Even after 7 years of serious commitment to podcast content, I'm still finding new energy from doing this whole process that I've described. Well, After I get over the initial overwhelm, of course. I hope my experience nudges you to examine your own big picture strategy. If you've been avoiding that deeper dive, take this as a sign. You might have to invest some extra time now, but it will pay off big by giving you that roadmap for the months ahead and help you keep your passion alive. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for even more tips and guidance.